up, you guys? So we just changed into the gym clothes. I'm gonna take you guys along for what a typical kind of station workout would look like, kind of my approach to training on shift. Keep things simple, keep things straightforward, and ultimately have a session that's gonna allow us to build functional strength, feel great on shift, get a little boost of energy, but not have us leaving destroyed. So if that run does come in, we're feeling ready and up for it. So we're gonna get cracking, warming up here, and we're gonna use some kettlebells because basically every fire hall out there at least has a set of kettlebells kicking around. If they're being used as a doorstop, that's one thing, but we can go ahead, dust those things off, and then get to work. So we're gonna crack on here, warm up, and I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. So let's get it. So warm up is key. I'm gonna start here with some heels elevated squatting. So using the horn of the kettlebell, we're gonna do 10 reps to start. 3 sets of 10 reps, and then we're gonna go into a little push up. Nice and easy, warm up the shoulders, warm up the legs, because we're gonna hit a little full body EMOM every minute on the minute. We're gonna perform some exercises and kind of work through that. So the duration of the workout is gonna be like 25 to 30 minutes max. We're gonna get a good sweat, and we're gonna get after it. So starting with those 10 heels elevated squats. Having those heels elevated allows us to get into a nice deep squat with relative ease. A lot of times when people don't have that ankle mobility, it's really hard to get down here. So this deep knee flexion is gonna help warm those knees up. And then we're gonna hop into 20 push-ups. Alrighty, quickly working into set 2. Again, you guys are gonna notice, we're gonna work quick here. The reason for that is, especially if you work at a busy house, you know that next run is just a moment away, so we wanna crank it out, because I don't know about you guys, I absolutely hate when my workout gets interrupted by calls, but that's ultimately why we're here. So, nature of the game, get in, get out, quick and dirty. And that's the name of the game today. Beautiful. Already feeling that heart rate creep up. Got a little sweat going, got some beautiful natural light coming in, so hopefully this stuff looks good for you guys. Into set number 3. Final set of push-ups. Beautiful. Awesome, so quick and simple warm up. Like I said, we're gonna go EMOM style. So we're gonna pick a movement. We're gonna have a whole minute to complete the amount of reps of that movement. And then if we finish, say, in 30 seconds, that means we get the final 30 seconds of that minute to rest before we start into the next movement. So the approach here is gonna be legs, push, pull. We're gonna do 3 minutes with each of those movements. So basically 3 sets of each. Then we're gonna switch the movement and do that again, switch the movement and do that again. So basically we're gonna end up with like 9 rounds and 9 different movements in total. So we're gonna start, as I mentioned, legs, push, pull. So the first thing we're gonna do is a little alternating reverse lunge. We're gonna go 6 per side. We're gonna go alternating gorilla row for minute 2, 6 per side. And then we're gonna go with a alternating overhead press, 6 per side. So 4:52, gonna start at minute 5. And again, we're starting with that reverse lunge. And go. Beautiful. Stepping back, chest up. Ooh. Keep that knee over those toes. Brace that core. It's gonna feel really easy at the beginning, but with these EMOM workouts, it starts to become accumulative. So that took me about 30 seconds to do those reps. And now we got 30 seconds to rest, 20 seconds to rest now. You'll notice by the time you get to around 7, 8, 9, that heart rate, that accumulative fatigue starts to add up and you'll really start to feel it. So if it feels easy at the beginning, hang in there because it's gonna get a lot harder. So now, going into that gorilla row, same thing, 6 per side, got a minute to work in 3, 2, and 1. So core braced, feel free to add a little bit of rotation. Think hoisting tools, moving a hose line. This is the kind of stuff that's gonna allow you to fulfill your job better. Lost count, so I'll do an extra 2. Beautiful. Again, took around 28 seconds, 30 seconds to rest. So a lot of times this could almost feel like Tabata style because it's like 30 on, 30 off, 20 on, 20 off, whatever. But I'm already feeling it. It's wrist heart rate, so take it with a grain of salt, but already at 138. Very similar to like an aerobic run for me. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone, functional strength and aerobic capacity. We're going again in 8. Now we're gonna do an overhead, alternating overhead press. So 6 per side, 2 and 1. Cleaning those up, press, 1. I made the royal mistake of not flipping the watch over. Kettlebell hack of the century, flip your watch on the inside. That way the kettlebells aren't banging on your wrists. So that is our first 3 exercises. We're gonna do that through all the way 2 more times, and then we're gonna switch to some new movements. It's gonna add some variability, keep things interesting, and allow us to keep that heart rate up. So another 15, we're going back in with those reverse lunges. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So again, chest up, keeping that knee stacked above that toe. What we don't want to see is the valgus of the knee. That means we probably have some weakness in that glute. So try to keep everything stacked up. It's more proficient. It's gonna be kinder to those joints. Six per side and rest. Alrighty, 8 seconds and then into that alternating row. Six per side there. And one thing is like, what you wanna do with most of your workouts is we're gonna ease into the intensity. So these movements are relatively easy. Intensity is on the lower side, but we're gonna quickly start to ramp. We're gonna increase the intensity and intention of the workouts, and we're also gonna make the workouts a little bit more difficult and dynamic. That should kind of challenge us as we go, but you never wanna go from 0 to 100 too quick. So 15 seconds, and then we're getting into the next set. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna clean those babies up. Then alternating press. And you think about the nature of firefighting, it's not just aerobic, it's not just strength. It's a combination of the two. So our training should reflect that. Being strictly into cardio or being strictly into strength, there's gonna be a lot left on the table, a lot of fitness that we should have. So we wanna make sure that not only are we building functional strength, but also building aerobic capacity. So we're a well-rounded firefighter. 10 seconds, and then we're into that last set, and then we're gonna change the exercises up. Ain't no better feeling in the world, man. One of the greatest things about being a firefighter is that regardless of whether you think about it or not, you are a professional athlete. You're getting paid to be in shape. People are relying on you. So the fact that I get paid to work out at work is amazing, and I'm definitely not gonna take that lightly. I'm gonna take every opportunity I can to show up as my best for the people I serve. So 10 seconds, 2 more movements, and then we're switching it all up. Alternating row. Lovely. Last out of those presses, alternating presses. Then we're moving on. Again, we're gonna make things a little bit more difficult. Final set of that alternating overhead press. One final point, and I really want to drive this one home, is a lot of times online I see, don't you think you're going to be out of breath, not prepared if that call comes in while you're training? I actually think quite the contrary. If we get a run right now, my muscles are warmed up, my joints are warmed up, my body is primed and ready to take action. So if anything, I think training on shift actually makes you more prepared when that call comes in, because think about it, if you were to play a game, you know you're warming up first. So we want to practice like we play. We want to make sure that we are ready, because at the end of the day, I want to know that I'm physically preparing my body for the demands of the job. And this is exactly how we do that. Alrighty folks, now we're going to step it up. We're going to go into a double rack front squat. So more demanding, all the weight's going to be up here. So think working overhead, running a saw, putting something into that top compartment. If we can get strong over here, it's ultimately going to strengthen that posterior chain and make us more capable, more resilient. So movements like this are gonna reflect that. So we're gonna do 10 of each movement this time. So starting at the top of the minute. Beautiful. Rest for the duration. Again, that cumulative fatigue is starting to set in. So we've only been training for 17 minutes, burned 200 calories. We're almost around halfway through the workout, maybe just a little bit more, and we're feeling great. So next, locomotive row. Body's really gonna have to work to balance that trunk as we row side to side. Again, we're gonna go 10 per side here. So a movement like that, very dynamic, and that's gonna juice the heart rate. So moving nice and quick. Now we got 35 seconds to rest before we get into the third movement, which is gonna be a kettlebell clean. 10 of those as well. I think one of the most beneficial things, one of the parts that we need to really make sure that we put an emphasis on as firefighters is that posterior chain, whether it's carrying our gear around, whether it's lifting patients up. Having a strong, resilient posterior chain is so, so important. And a movement like the kettlebell clean is gonna really help build that power and that strength in that area of the body. 2 and 1. Quick elbows. Explode up, quick elbows. 4. Not only developing a strong back, but super strong hips, strong core. And again, we're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You can hear in the breathiness of my voice, you can see in my heart rate that we're not only building strength, but also building endurance. I get a lot of questions is, How do I build my VO2 max? You're looking at it. So back to the start, 15 seconds into that double front rack squat. And 5. Back to that dynamic row for set 2. You gotta think, being in that bent over position, having to use the musculature of the back, all those paraspinal muscles to stabilize, and then we add in that dynamic movement. You can imagine the rotation happening in the torso and how everything has to work to stabilize, and it's not just in this fixed position. It's in a more dynamic orientation. You have to think of capability on a spectrum. If we just train this much of the spectrum, this is where we get hurt. If we train this much of the spectrum, there's a very small window where we get hurt. Usually that's not gonna be because of a movement pattern. It's gonna be because we're stressed, we haven't slept, we're dehydrated. So again, I wanna be able to do this job, but I don't wanna get injured, more importantly. So last set of those cleans. We're also doing a lot with a little. Think about how much space we're utilizing. I'm asking you for 20 square feet on the apparatus floor, 2 kettlebells to get an absolutely fantastic workout. If you guys are looking for a free program, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my Functional Firefighter Kettlebell Foundations in the description. My gift to you, give it a try. It's gonna have lots of movements, just like these ones. On to set 3, minute of rest, back into the next. Our rest is over, next minute of work. Starting now, we're gonna run through these all one more time, then get into our last 3 sets and last 3 exercises for the day. 23 minutes, we're almost there, let's get it. Oh my. All right, you guys, so final 3 rounds, final 3 exercises. So we're gonna go with a little B stance, RDL. So basically lining up the toe of the back foot with the heel of the front foot. What this is gonna do, it's gonna allow me to bias this leg, really put some force and stress through this front leg without having to have the stability and balance of a single leg movement. So it's a way to regress, put a ton of emphasis on that single leg. We did a lunge movement, we did a squat into movement. Now we're doing a hinging movement, again, for that posterior chain, those glutes and hips. So we're gonna go 5 per side at the start of that minute, and 2 and 1. So all the movements happening about my hips, driving those hips back, squeezing that glute, and it comes through. We're gonna do 5 per side for this minute of work, because it's a single leg exercise. Wanna make sure that we're hitting both sides. Oh my. I love the V stance. You can do V stance squats as well. Again, instead of doing a single leg squat, doing that B stance allows the added stability of that kickstand leg. We're really driving all the weight through that front leg, doing some single leg work. 5 more seconds. Then we're getting into a renegade row, 5 per side. This is gonna work your back, but boy, does this one work the core. So feet wider will make it easier. Feet more narrow will make it harder. We're gonna kind of choose a little bit middle. And the nice part about these nice concrete apparatus floors, these kettlebells love to slide. So your shoulder stability, grip strength, and core is going to have to work overtime. I've wasted 17 seconds running my mouth, flopping my gums, so let's go.
Oh my.
Think about the force and the torsion that is going through my entire core from head to toe, and how every muscle in my body is having to work to maintain that nice flat back. We'll show you guys a side angle next time, and you'll really see, again, everything from head to toe, that whole kinetic chain is working. And that's why we really stress functional fitness. I'm not doing a bicep curl. I'm not working a muscle in isolation. Time and a place, I like beach muscles too, but ultimately life, firefighting is full body. We need our muscles to work together cohesively in an arranged manner through the whole kinetic chain in order to allow us to move the best we can, and more importantly, feel great. Case in point, last exercise. I'm wasting time here, but these are all important things. We're gonna do a little rotational press. So as we press up, rotating, pushing through the ball of that foot, we're gonna do 5 per side.
Oh my.
So you guys thought we started very basic, very stable, and then we started to get more dynamic. Then we finished with a very dynamic full body movement. And not just throw too much at you. The whole idea behind this functional fitness is we're accomplishing so many things. I don't expect you to stretch for 25 minutes because that next run is going to come in. I want you to develop mobility and flexibility while you're training. Even a movement like this, as I press, look, I'm having to develop internal rotation of the hip, that foot staying planted. So yes, we're working upper body core strength, full body strength, but I'm also developing hip mobility. So back to the top, let's rock and roll. What are we doing, AJ?
B stance.
Drawing a blank, B stance, let's get it. Starting with the opposite side. That's the thing, when you guys don't have this stability through your hips, through your pelvis, through your low back, that's gonna feel awkward. That might feel a little uncomfortable. Now, after doing this for years, I built that tolerance, I built that capacity in those structures, so I don't feel that in my back at all. But one of the things that I saw online from a kettlebell guy was your back will hurt. But there's a difference between pain and soreness and injury, and ultimately that pain and soreness is an indication that you're doing something you probably need to do more of. So now, in that renegade row, we're gonna give you guys the side profile here, just to emphasize how much that core is working. Driving with that elbow into the hip, alternating side. You'll notice when you start doing this, you're gonna see a lot of this, because you don't quite have that stability or strength, but as you progress, you'll be able to keep that back nice and flat. 3 seconds, I'm flapping my gums. Back into that rotational press.
Oh my.
Sorry, sweat droplets. We got sweat drops off flying everywhere. Alrighty, we're gonna run through that one more time, and that's gonna be it, you guys. 32 minutes, get in, get out, quick and dirty, get showered. And honestly, like I mentioned before, having the ability to train at work, to train with your crew, that is some of my favorite moments on this job. On an apparatus floor, music cranked, not today because of copyright issues, but music cranked, got the crew hooting and hollering, busting chops. That's why we signed up for this, man. So almost there, last set. So let's get it. 3, 2, and 1.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100. Both the same ones say they love you, late and funny. You can't match my energy, and yeah, you know it. Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold. Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold. Way too cold, yeah, man, I'm way too cold. Yes, I meant it, yeah, man, I'm way too cold. Hey, I'm a problem when I'm on top like this. This my designer flow. Hey, gotta keep my fur coat close, cause I'm a boss and I'm way too cold. I didn't really wanna come ask me why I gotta act like this. Tell them that my pocket too swollen, they already know I'm a flex with a bag like this. Like, I'm at the top and it's literal. I'm making money, it's digital. They watch how I step in, it's pivotal. They wanna be me and it's pitiful. I cannot be no one else and I'm flexing, I'm glad to be me. There's no angle that can come for me, boy, I'm 0 degrees. Way too cold. You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100. Don't the same ones say they love you, late and funny.
And that's it, you guys. Quick, dirty, simple, efficient, doing a lot with a little. 2 kettlebells, 20 square feet, and we're absolutely drenched. So 36 minutes, let's give that a little wipey. 36 minutes, we stopped to, film some other stuff. So a little bit longer than it actually would have been. Let's go ahead and hit stop and see what we're dealing with final stats. So 36 minutes, 489 calories, 130 average heart rate, which is typical to your basic run, all in that short amount of time. So don't tell me that you don't have the time at work. People either make time or make excuses. So own your oath, get after it. We'll see you guys at the next one. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. We'll chat soon. Let's go.